to you. It's Tuesday the 29th of November 2021. Welcome along to our little chat show. And very important, ladies, do you know what that little pocket is for in your knickers? This one. Do you know what that's for? No, it's not a storage for those little long things with a string. No. Incorrect. You know, if this was a question on the wheel, you would have been shut down. Boo! By the way, do you like the green jumper? I've been pulling out some old jumpers that I haven't worn for years, to be honest, in the drawer. The only thing is they're a little bit creased, and I can't be doing with ironing jumpers, so presumably the creases will drop out at some point. You see, I thought I'd get that in first, because some dickhead went, ow, you could have ironed your jumper first. Ah, said it already. Shut you down as well, haven't we? Yes. Anyway, the knicker pocket, dear, the knicker pocket. Very, very important, girls. Do you know what this is actually for? Because there's an article in the Daily Star, the Super Soaraway Daily Star, saying that you may have noticed, girls, there is always a little pocket that comes sewn into a pair of knickers, and people are only just finding what it is actually there for. Do you know what it's there for? Have you any idea what they're there for? It says in this little very, very fascinating... well, it was either this or talk about viruses and people murdered. What do you want? You know. It says most women have probably noticed there is a little pocket sewn into their knickers. But have you ever questioned why it's there? Well, the reason has finally been revealed, boys and girls. And I'm now going to show you the knickers that... No, not really. Well, the reason has finally been revealed, and the pocket definitely isn't in lingerie for storage purposes. There you go. It's not one of those little spare panty pads, dear, or a pen. You know, I don't know, a couple of spare cigarettes. That's not what it's there for. According to this story, it is all to do with hygiene. And we know how important that is for the girls and the boys to be very hygienic down there. We can't be having smells come out when you get bits out, dear. Oh, bleh, bleh, bleh. We're not having smells. According to this story, the pocket is in fact the gusset of the underwear. Now, you see, I've seen that. I don't know what that is. I've no idea what a gusset is. I do know it's a good word. I think that could be the word of the day. Gusset. Yes. Get a little comment up below, or you can send an email, gang. Okay? With the word gusset in it. Send me a sentence or a paragraph with the word gusset in it. Very important. Stick it in the comments below. It says, gussets are made with moisture-wicking, breathable fabric, such as cotton, which helps make sure genitals are dry and ventilated. It's very important for those bits to be ventilated, dear. You don't want them shut in there, my love. You know, it's a bit like a mouldy old piece of cheese, sealed in a plastic bag and let out in the sun. And you open that bag, oh, the smell! Oh, my God! Do you know, there are some people out there that actually smell like that. Awful, 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 unhygienic people, dear. It says they are very highly absorbent and prevent friction, which can also reduce the risk of infection. You don't want any infections down there. Oh, no, dear, no, no, no. You go to the doctor or one of those clinics. Oh, excuse me, doctor. Look. Okay, let's have a look then. Oh, no! Don't even know him or her. Synthetic materials, on the other hand, don't provide protection against rubbing, sweat, and, here it comes, bacteria. I think I prefer the word bacteria to gusset. I'm not sure. Perhaps I like them equally. There you go. There's something for you to do today, because you sit there bored to tears, don't you? You know, flicking through all these YouTube channels because you're bored to tears with your sad, lonely, pathetic life. Let's have another look at another one. Instead of looking through endless YouTube videos, of which you can never find anything to watch the whole length of, including this programme, why don't you do something useful and send me a little email with 2 sentences, one involving the use of the word gusset and the other involving use of the word bacteria. That's a great word, bacteria. So the cotton insert, it says, is important. You see, the revelation comes after women also discovered the real reason there are bows on the front of knickers. Oh, I wonder why that is. Shall we click that as well and see? Anyway, that's the reason for that. It's for airflow. Now, why are there bows on the front of knickers? It says, most women will know that pretty much every pair of knickers comes with a bow at the front. Does it? Does it? Is that right, girls? I didn't know all the knickers have a bow at the front. Do you know why? It seems most people don't, and are stunned by the real reason. It says one person on a forum replied, as for the roots of tradition, it comes from pre-elastic days when your underthings were held in place by a piece of ribbon threaded through the eyelet lace at the top. So we haven't always had elastic, dear. Oh my God, these poor girls. Before elastic and bows, they had to hold up their knickers as they were walking around. It wouldn't have been any good at a 1990s rave. You know, hands in the air, down go your knickers. Mind you, I know some people that take them down a lot quicker than others. No names meant. No, horses wouldn't draw. I'm not mentioning any of the female cast from Towie. No. It says the little bow is where you tied that ribbon, and of course it's in the front because that's the easiest place to do something like that. You know. Well, think about it, girls. Let's just take a little bit of a stand up here, shall we? Let's take a stand up on the wide-angle camera. Oh, cameras everywhere. Look, you see, if you were doing up the little bow here, it'd be quite easy, wouldn't it? Back round here, you're trying. Oh, God blimey! Yeah. What do you mean I look untidy? Of course I look untidy. You don't see that bit, do you? What's the point of me doing this bit at the bottom? No point at all. I am a tramp. But I do have gussets in my pants to let the air flow through. Thank you very much. Any thoughts on that down in the comment section, all right, my darlings? The ongoing saga of this thing, which has now run out, as indicated by the little red window there, that's now run out. They sent me the wrong one. I managed to get hold of the doctor this morning. First of all, I went online just after I finished a radio show yesterday morning, I beg your pardon, and I filled in this, e-consult form. Oh, and I don't know about you, but I found whenever I fill in a form online, your particular thing that you want or your question is never there. And then it says something stupid at the end, like, if your question is not here, just choose the question which is closest to it. Well, I didn't find anything on there that says, you've sent me the wrong one. It's just hopeless. And I know, so you answer, you put other or something like that, and then it goes on to another screen and another, and you're there 10 minutes, and at the end it says you need to speak to a doctor. What a bleeding waste of time that is. E-consult on the thing. So I filled in that the best I could, and I got an appointment with the doctor on the phone, which is for tomorrow. In the morning tomorrow, some point in the morning tomorrow, right? Okay, so that's that. Anyway, and then I thought, well, it's got to be worth ringing the prescription people at the doctors. So I rang the prescription people and told her, look, well, I've been sent the wrong one. Oh, who was your doctor? So I told her, right, well, he's not in today. I can get him to ring you on Wednesday. And I'm like, well, okay, but I've run out now. What do I do? Well, talk to him when he rings up on Wednesday. I said, well, I've still got the blue one. Shall I use that? Well, best to wait till absolutely useless. I said, well, can you tell me, you sent me the wrong one. How do I get the money back on this? And she said, well, you'd have to ring the pharmacy. Now, you remember the other wrong one I got. I spoke to them. Well, you can't ring. No one on the phone. No one on the phone. You got to send messages, little messages on all the time, haven't you? And at some point they decided to write back, and they wrote back on the last time and said nothing to do with us because that's what was written by the doctor, therefore take it up with him. So that's 20 quid. 20 quid the first time, 10 quid the first time and nearly 10 quid the second time. 20 quid now of medicines that have been sent to me that I can't use. And I won't get that 20 quid back, I know. Won't get that 20 quid back. How annoying is that? It's different things. Look, I showed you yesterday. That's what they've sent, okay? That's what I was using. Completely different. Not only are they different, you may think to yourself, oh, maybe it's just a different way of distributing the drug. No, it's different numbers on there as well. Hopeless. Hopeless. And I'm like, well, how do I get the money back? Well, I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. Well, who do I speak to? Don't really know. Absolutely useless. Terrible. They say the NHS is in crisis. I mean, that's bad enough, you know. Also, yesterday morning, I rang a dentist. So get this, right, get this. To be fair to them, I told them I had a problem with my teeth. Okay. She says, who's your dentist? So I told her, right, okay. I said, actually, I'm probably due a checkup now. I think probably about 6 months ago was the last one. Perhaps you could do that at the same time. We can get everything done together. And do you know what she said to me? We're now booking checkups into May next year. May. But then, you know, to be fair, she said, but as you've got a problem with your tooth, I can get you in this Friday afternoon at 12:30. Fine, thank you very much. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not hurting now. It's when I eat, I can't chew on this particular tooth now, and if ice cream touches it, oh my God, enormous pain. So that's where we are with that. You know, hopefully we've got hopefully the dentist will see it on Friday. I'm kind of hoping that he's able to do something there, and then more likely I'll have to go back at some point. NHS, of course, presumably if I inquired, and because I think they do private as well, I could have possibly said, well, when can I see someone if I pay? I'm sure they would have said tomorrow. And if I was in great pain, I would have paid to go tomorrow. But it's all right, so I'll leave it to Friday. But it just shows you see how far back they are now. Because, of course, all during the pandemic, people, which is still on incidentally, all during the pandemic when it first started, no one was going to dentists. So they must have this enormous backlog along with the rest of the NHS. People waiting for knees, backs, hips, legs, all sorts of things, aren't they? You know, I'm waiting to have a personality installed into my brain, to be honest. Anyway, so that's it. All right, let's, what else have I got done? Oh! Most expensive petrol. Where have you seen yours? I don't know if I told you this yesterday. £1.67.9 for unleaded petrol on both the M4, which I saw on Saturday night, and the M1, the closest ones to London. Shocking. 167.9 unleaded petrol. Have you seen it any dearer than that? Stick a little comment there, or you can send an email if you want to, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. A couple of your messages then. We were talking about the karaoke streams that we do on Friday night, which will continue, but now without the chat box, I'm afraid, because singers are seeing the chat going on. And the chat is sometimes your crap and that sort of thing. And of course, they don't want to be on, you know. So I've now, from now, there won't be a chat box there. A couple of you who have mentioned this, the Dark Side, hello Dark Side 69, who says on the chat box you should be able to put keywords in at your end. So if people swear or say certain words, YouTube automatically removes them. Just the same, some people are wet wipes behind a screen. Well, there's so many of them, Dark Side, and I get what you're saying there. And in fact, there is quite a long list of words that I've been typing into this box over the last year or so. That it's not just words, it's general comments as well. They're a little bit more difficult because you just change one word to something else, or you put an extra space in between the letters, or you put full stops in strange places, and you can get over it like that. So that's just not working as we want it to work. You'll probably mention moderators as well. I get the whole moderator thing, but you see then what do you do when moderators start rowing with each other and then they start blocking each other, and it just becomes very complicated. So best do away with it, and that's the end of it. No more, you know. You will of course be able to still watch it. There's just no chat box, and like I suggested on yesterday's show, if you are good friends with people, perhaps you can swap numbers, and then you can have a little WhatsApp text group going and talk to each other like that if you want to. But for actual people to see, as in singers mainly, it's not on. It's really not on upsetting singers like that. Whether or not some people, you might say, well, they're snowflakes. Well, maybe so, but still, it's just not nice. You know my thoughts about the X Factor. I can't bear that show. how someone can come on, I don't care how bad they are, but for someone to come on the telly and then be slagged off by 4 self-appointed judges is awful. I think it's dreadful. Dreadful. They should never have got on the telly in the first place, in my opinion. You know, in the old days, things like Opportunity Knocks and that, there was none of this nastiness. It started with New Faces. That's where the nastiness started. New Faces. Some old bag, I can't even remember her name on. She used to sit up there and slag everyone off. And Marty Kane, of course, who was the host at the time, no longer with us, sadly. Great entertainer. She died of breast cancer, didn't she? Lovely she was. She would always take the side of the act, you know, while up there. Whereas these days, like with the X Factor, there's no one taking the side of the act, really. They're just set there to... Oh, it's awful. Awful. Anyway, thank you, Dark Side, for your comments there. And Diane says, I understand about the chat box problem. It's very mean of some people to say nasty things about the singers at the karaoke. Glad you're still keeping it on YouTube. I really enjoy watching them all. Great show as always. So thank you very much for that, Diane. Okay, my darlings, any more comments under there? Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again for another chat show very soon. Have a nice Tuesday. Bye-bye. I've hit the long one there, haven't I? You don't want the long one, do you? Sure. Do you want the long one? Just for today? Do you want the long one? All right. You can have the long one. You can have the long one.